my family home was originally in Warrenwood, Victoria.
Yep.
Just down Croydon Hills, Ringwood area.
Okay.
And back in those days, everyone knew everybody helped everybody, and in fact, I used to go to Yarra Road State School, and we got burned out in the 62 fires, so we lost everything down there.
Okay.
But, sort of, we were talking about Bigcats, but this is slightly different. But when I was about 12, I think, was on my mother. Very rarely I used to walk to school, but it was a winter's morning, and going along Yarra Road, and just as you come off Plymouth Road into Yarra Road, a couple of K down, there's a dip in the road and willow trees in like a bit of a gully.
Okay.
And guess what was going across the road?
Yeah.
One of those little Tassie tigers, and I'm damn sure of it.
Well.
Now, this is a long time ago. Look, I'm 63. You never report these things, especially back then.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, you know, like we were hearing on the news how Tasmanian devils, mind you, they were killing people down Panbend River Reserve. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, they were slashing people up. Somebody... This is all in the news, and you sort of think, wow, they're vicious little critters like Ronnie.
Yeah.
Somebody had sharpened up a Dutch hoe.
Yeah.
And, they were slashing up lovers in Lovers Lane, Poundbend and Jumping Creek River Reserve, and this has been on for a long time. But my mother drove me along the road, and the only reason I recognised it as being exactly as it was is because I had a book that was brought out by Tiny Tuckfield Tea Company. You know, you used to collect all your tea cards, and they brought out a book called Wildlife book.
Okay.
And we had no television, we had no water, we had no power, we had nothing. We lived in the bush in tents.
Yep, way before the internet.
Well, most people had houses back then, but the government didn't help you, or no one helped you, really.
Yeah, okay.
Back in the 60s. But there's no mistaking that what it was. It was just, you know, it was something that looked like as I put it on the paper, a greyhound on steroids, to be more to the point.
Okay. So it looks like a Tassie tiger, was it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I was only young, I must admit, but there's some things in you that you see in life that you sort of, no mistaking, is massive in the front. The back was very much lower. There was very large head. It was winter's morning, but it was on the way to school, so it was really about up past 8, sort of thing, you know, in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the reason we're ringing. It's ringing about that happened. Yeah, the black one.
Whereabouts is that, and how long ago was that, roughly?
Around about 2015.
Okay.
I decided my childhood wasn't too bad bringing up in tents, so I virtually did the same to my own family. Shifted into a place in Thylacine, in Nagambie.
Okay, yep.
And we basically had a caravan and lived off a campfire, 2 young children.
Okay.
And it started off pretty. We used to rear baby lambs in the middle of winter time and stuff like that when they were, obviously the adult sheep and stuff couldn't handle them over the winter time.
Yeah, okay, yep.
So we used to bottle feed them and bring them up there in the middle of the bush. And I don't think the bush in that area had actually been touched because it was all full of xanthia, you know, grass trees. And,
yeah, okay.
You know, so I don't think it had ever been done before. So we had to drag our way into the bush, put a caravan on the top of the hill, and we used to live off a campfire.
Yep.
And one night we were there, we had a German short-haired pointer and a Kelpie dog, 2 young children, 9, 8, whatever. And we were around the campfire, and one of the dogs started whinging a bit. Mind you, the Kelpie was a bit of a wimp.
Yep.
The other one would take on anything.
Okay.
And the baby lamb was with us. And we hear the sticks cracking in the dark behind us. And we thought, sticks don't crack unless there's something heavy enough to crack them.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yep.
And anyway, this thing let out this growl that was so deep, so long, nothing like a domestic putty cat. I've heard plenty of putty cat fights before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and the kelpie took off into the tank stand and underneath the straw, and that's where it stayed.
So
the big tough pointer that will take on anything and anybody, that ran into the caravan.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
So did we. Eventually, with it, it's so deep and so in its boots type growl, and it went on for so long.
Yeah.
Like a rumble. And it actually puts the chills up your spine when you're not expecting it to. And, it sort of freaked you out a bit.
It's amazing. Several stories I've heard of the dogs acting the same. Hunting dogs will actually be scared. It's
this pointer would take on anything that we asked it to, but it was highly protective.
Mm-hmm.
But not that night.
Okay.
Which is very unusual for her.
Yeah.
But the main cliche of the day is coming down Spring Lane towards Cherry Tree Road.
Yep.
In an old ute of mine.
Yep.
And it was just...
Yep, so when was this? What time of year was this?
It wasn't dark, but it was heading towards that way.
Okay.
And it was around about the same time in that area. I'm not the only one that's seen this thing.
Yep.
This has been seen by numerous people in the area, but I don't think anyone's quite seen it this close.
Okay.
I hit it with the ute.
Really?
But what, you mentioned it to your friends, but you wouldn't be game to mention it to anyone else because this thing doesn't bloody exist.
Yeah.
Because how can something that's up to your hip in height, totally black, now I only saw the head onto it, but its head was only 2 foot from my windscreen.
Wow.
So what sort of a description do you want?
Yeah.
Perfectly round head looking head onto it.
Yep.
But it had a white flash on its chest. Now that doesn't meet any particular thing that I've ever seen.
No, that's a bit peculiar, isn't it?
Now, as it was running away back towards the Ponting Road area of Gold Diggers Road, it was obviously injured. So it was actually, how I put it, running sideways, if you know what I mean. But its tail, they're exceptionally long tail on it, very thick, and like a more tufting of fur on the end bit of it.
Yeah, okay.
But they're very long long animal.
Yeah.
But it was far too... There was no domestic cat. There's no way.
Yeah, it's way too big to be a domestic cat.
Now, I'm not putting anybody in by saying this because I've never contacted anyone before, but it has been sighted by 2 other people in the area that live down the area or going towards Rushworth Roo.
Okay.
And it was also seen by the postal system in their days that used to deliver mail in that area too.
Okay.
Now, I never went around and asked everybody, but it's unmistakable what it is when it's up that close to you.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to mistake someone like that for an ordinary, like a feral cat, for instance.
When it did take off, obviously I let it go over the roadway and it was running into was low-density bush.
Yeah.
I drove down to see where it was going, and now there's no way known I'm getting out of a car and walking through the bush after an injured cat.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But the next day... I did a lot of photography back then. I grabbed the camera and a good rifle just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in the general direction looking. There is a mine shaft it's like heaps and heaps of little mine shaft, gold mining in that area, you see.
Okay, yep.
There's a worn track in and out in a 45-degree mine. In the bottom of it, you can only just see down to the bottom. There's dead sheep carcasses down there.
Really? How long ago was this when you...
2015.
2015, okay. Yep.
Now, I was going to hook up a camera, which I've had plenty of back then in the bush.
Yeah.
Never did, because it would have, with the way that area was, I would have had it stolen the next day.
Yeah, okay.
I got robbed 16 times.
Really?
Yeah.
So much for getting away from it all.
No, there was no getting away from it up there. It was a pretty hopeless place. That's why we had to shift.
Okay.
And it was a terrible place for thieving, and But anyway, I sort of, there was a worn track into this hole.
Yep.
I don't know what domestic animal we have in Australia that does this.
No.
We've had foxes. Didn't see many of them.
Yeah.
We had heaps of rabbits, hundreds and hundreds of kangaroos and wallabies, but they don't go down mine shafts.
No,
unless they're tucker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's it. I always wanted to go back there. Now the biggest thing is, I don't know about you. I've never heard of anybody ever getting chewed up by one of these lions.
No.
Tigers or leopards or panthers, whatever you want to call them.
Well,
and the last thing you want to do, in my eyes, even though I'm doing this with you now, is publicise too much.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, something that's been living around, rumours might have it, or rumours not be true or not, with the army back in World War II.
Yeah.
If they've been living around and not hurting any human being all these years, somebody's just going to go out and shoot the bloody thing.
Well, that's it. I mean, that's the whole idea of the site, and what I'm trying to achieve is just to make people aware. I think people should know that they're out there. Not for the fact that they can be hunted, but just basically so people can take precautions if need be. Well, if someone hasn't been taken, that could just be a matter of time before someone is. So.
Well, obviously, they're definitely not a threat to humans.
No.
But in the area I was living, I've 10,001 kangaroos in the area, because that's an unbelievable amount in that area.
Yeah.
And they're not going to die out. We only saw them over the summer months, believe it or not.
Okay.
More than the winter.
Yep.
But, and then you've got sheep farming all the way around you. You've got dams that never used to exist now, but they're everywhere, so there's always tucker to keep the kangaroos going.
Yep.
There was a lot of rabbits. There's not many out there, but whether it was mixed out, it took care of them, who knows? Yeah,
possibly. But that's what I mean. It's a perfect habitat for a large predator to live.
What you've got to realise is that's an ironbark forest up there.
Yep.
It's all ironbark. It goes all the way to Rushworth.
Okay.
And it heads over towards Bendigo. Virtually starts that's Barlaston. It's a massive, one of the things, I think it's the biggest ironbark original forest in Victoria.
Okay, yep.
So it's a massive area. And, like you got your Balaclava mines coming up the other end of it, that's like the Roo end of it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of vast open place, and it's hardly a building in the area.
Yeah, so it's a lot of bushland there.
Yeah, there is a lot of bush in the area there. And, but as I said, I'm not the only person that doesn't want to look like an idiot, but there's people around that have seen these things.
Yeah. All right, so can you describe it to us a bit more? So what size, compared to a dog, what sort of size would you put the animal in?
Well,
category?
They're unusually long in length. The length of them so much seems to be so much longer than a dog, for instance.
Yep.
The tail, in particular, is just unmistakably long.
Yep.
And thick. Lots of thicker, and it's a lot thicker at the very tip of it, of course.
Okay, and the height?
The height would be, at its head, I'd say level with my hip.
Yeah.
That's not a domestic pretty cat in my eyes. I've never seen one quite that big. And fair enough, I only saw a very good look of its head. And front end view of it, of course.
Yeah.
When it's only 2 foot from your windscreen, I've got a good look at that.
Yeah.
Perfectly round, like a perfectly round, with rounded ears, not tipped ears.
Yeah, okay. So, what time of year was it? Was it summer?
It was summer.
It was summer?
It was summer night. When I say night, it was nowhere near dark, but it was just heading into it.
Okay, yep.
Now, this is, how do I put it? If you looked at the Google map, you'll see Spring Lane.
Spring Lane.
And Gold Diggers Road intersection and Ponting Road.
Okay.
Ponting Road runs on the Nagambie Racecourse, Speedway. Now, this was on the Spring Lane end of it.
Yep.
Only about 100 yards from the corner.
Okay.
Heading towards Territory Road. There's a fence on one side and a fence on the other. Well, fair enough, I was doing about 70 kilometres, that is. I slowed down that day, maybe. It ran. I didn't even see it coming until I'd already got it. Basically, it was a flash and I got it.
Yeah.
And next thing, this thing's basically on the bonnet.
Yeah.
Head first, not feet, no feet showing at the time. And then it sprawled across the road. And when it ran away, it didn't run like how would you put it? Like a galloping racehorse, if you know what I mean. It sort of it ran away.
Okay.
But it because its back wasn't in line, its bum wasn't in line with its head.
Yeah.
I think it had been injured.
Yeah, yep. So
and there's no way known you're going to go and chasing him.
No. So, what's the sort of what? I mean, you were saying before how you don't really tell many people about it, which is understandable. A lot of people just laugh.
Well, you tell your local people around it. And it's funny how many local people you told at the time.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, Joe Blow saw that one, or Harry saw that.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people know somebody.
I think a lot of people see these things, but who do you report it to, and is anyone going to believe you?
Yeah, well, exactly it. Yeah, that's the big thing, I think. There's all the cases that are reported, there's probably twice the amount that are not. So,
well, that goes back when I said I was there when I was a child, back in Warrenwood.
Yeah.
That area reported many times Mount Dandenong, Hillsville, the big black cat panther, as they called it back then, or mountain lions. They were reported commonly in the 60s.
Yeah, okay.
It was a common report that was put over radio, which that's all we ever had. We didn't get the paper, we only got radio.
Okay,
that was a common thing to have that over radio. There'd been all those reports. And,
okay.
But nobody's ever caught one.
No, exactly.